You Shook Me All Night Long begins with a distorted but mellow guitar intro with two distinctively different guitar parts. The song kicks in with signature ACDC staccato rhythm guitar. Malcolm plays a clever twist over Angus's open chords. Then the two come in together during the chorus, contrasting the verse by allowing several notes to overlap and ring out together. Angus uses very heavy pick approach on the guitar solo, which expertly covers most of the neck. Start phrase 1 with your index barred across the 3rd fret of strings 1 and 2. Play both together. Then with the ring finger, play 1st string 5, back to the finger bar. Double pick the 1st string, then 2nd string, then 1st string. From here, drop your index finger down 1 fret and play the 1st string 2nd fret. Place your ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret and pick. Skip to the 4th string open, and while this note rings out, move your index to the 3rd string 2nd fret so you're holding a partial D chord shape with your index and ring. Play these two notes, and with your middle finger play the 4th string 3rd fret, giving it a slight bend, then back to the partial D chord on strings 2 and 3. Next, play the 4th string 3rd fret again with your middle finger. Hammer your pinky to the 4th fret. Play the partial D again, then another 4th string 3rd with a slight bend, followed by the open note. The reason for these strange fingerings is to allow the notes to ring out and overlap each other. The next section of Angus's intro is exactly the same from the barred 3rd fret to the 1st open 4th string note. The difference is we end on a full D chord shape. 1st string 2nd fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret. Here's a practice tempo of phrase 1 at half speed. And again at full speed. In phrase 2, we see what Malcolm Young is playing to accompany his brother's intro. Holding an open G5, 1st string 3rd fret, 2nd string 3rd, 3rd string, and 4th string open. This chord is played either by picking very lightly or even lightly plucking with your fingertips. Strum this chord 7 times, and strum only strings 2, 3, and 4. Next, play the 4th string by itself, and 2 and 3 together. Repeat. One more time. Then the 5th string open. This sets us up for a full D chord. 1st string 2nd fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, 3rd string 2nd, and the 4th string open. Pause, then double up on the 4th string open, followed by a D chord. Triple pick the 4th string open, then a single 5th string open, back to the G5, double pick the 5th string, G5, double pick the 4th string, G5, and double on 4. Keep holding the G5 chord shape, but play the 5th string open, followed by the 3rd fret with a slight bend while playing strings 1, 2, and 3. Repeat open, G5 with a bend, end with the 5th string open, then a full D chord. Let's practice it at half speed, then again at full speed. Angus starts the verse off with a full G chord. Pinky on the 1st string 3, ring on the 2nd string 3, strings 3 and 4 are open, index finger on the 5th string 2, and middle on the 6th string 3. Strum once, then mute by lightly laying your picking hand across the strings. Switch to a C, 1st string open, index on the 2nd string 1, 3rd string open, middle on the 4th string 2, and ring on the 5th string 3. Strum twice, and switch back to G, then mute. Next we have C, G, D, then mute. For the end, play a partial G5. Here you're not using the 1st string and 5th string. You want to use the bottom of your middle finger to lightly touch the 5th string, preventing any notes from ringing out. Strum twice, play D5, which is the same as the D, but eliminate the 1st string, and mute. Play a single G5, D5, mute, then repeat the rhythm. G, C to G, C, G, D, G5, G5D, and end G5 to D5. When Malcolm joins in on the verse, he plays slightly different variations of the same chords. In phrase 4, we see a partial G, strumming only strings 6, 5, 4, and 3. Next, we have a partial C to C5, and a partial G. For the partial C, the 3rd string is open, index on the 4th string, 2nd fret, middle on the 5th string 3. Keep these fingers in place and add your pinky to bar the 3rd and 4th string on the 5th fret for C5. To switch to G, lift your pinky and move your index and middle to the 5th and 6th strings, adding the open 4th string when you strum. All together, C, C5, G. Next is the partial C to a partial G, also known as a G/B. Just drop your index to the 5th string, 2nd fret, fourth and third strings are open. Then a quick D5. Malcolm's ending is G5. Another G5, but only strings 4, 3, and 2. Then D5. And end with a G5, D5. This is repeated several times. Then there's an end tag, which bridges the verse to the chorus. Play the same chords up to D5. Then add a single fourth string pedal tone. Next we play a D sus4, which adds the first string 3rd fret G note. Strum twice, then D5 on strings 2, 3, and 4, another D sus4, and end on D5. Holding a full G chord, play the 6th string, then dig in and strum all 6 strings. On the 5th string, walk up to a C chord shape. Open, index on 2, middle on 3. Let this ring out while playing index on 4th string 2, then 3rd string open. Quick change to index on 5th string 2. Let this ring out while playing 4th string open, then 3rd string open. Single 5th string open, then a full D chord, followed by the same walk up on the 5th string. Open, 2, 3, 4th string 2, 3rd string open, 5th string 2, 4th string open, 3rd string open. Then repeat, going right back to the G bass note, then a full G chord. The first chorus runs right back to the verse, but the second chorus has a buildup on D, which bridges to the guitar solo. Play D, then an inverted D5, which is the 5th and 4th strings played open. Again D, D5, D, D5 a 3rd time, adding a D and a D sus4. Next is D5, D sus4, D5, D sus4, D5, D sus4 to a regular D, then a D5. Then build up on D, strum 6 times, then 7. The background rhythm for the lead starts out very mellow, muting the strings after each chord. First is G5, 6th string 3rd fret, 5th string 5, 4th string 5. Walk up on the 5th string, open, 2, then C5. Same as the G, but on the 5th string 3, 4th string 5, and 3rd string 5. Drop down 1 fret to B5. Next is D5 with a low A. 5th string is open, 4th string is open. 3rd string 2nd, and 2nd string 3rd. Walk back up to C, down to B5, then repeat. But after the walk up to C, allow the chords to ring out. Then switch to the chorus rhythm for the rest of the solo. Start phrase 7 off with the guitar solo on the 3rd string, 5th fret. Bend and release. Barring the 3rd fret, play the 1st string, 2nd string, pinky on the 2nd string. Pre-bend and release the 3rd string 5th. Down to 3, 4th string 5, 5th string 5. Phrase 8 has a descending scale run from the 4th string 5 to 3, 5th string 5 to 3 with vibrato, 6th string 6, then 3, skip to the 2nd and 3rd string with the 3rd fret bar, pick heavily, allowing your thumb and pick to touch the strings at the same time, causing some artificial harmonics. Give it a slight bend to the ring on the 4th string 5. 5 with vibrato, back to 3rd string 3 with artificial harmonics and a slight bend. In phrase 9, we slide the middle finger up to the 3rd string 7, index on 2nd string 6, 6 with vibrato. Slide the same position up to the 3rd string 9, 2nd string 8, 8 with vibrato. 3rd string 9, 2nd string 8, ring on 10 with a bend, hold and play 1st string 10 with the pinky, back to 2nd string 10, and release the bend, end on 8. Phrase 10 moves us up to the 3rd string 12 with the index, middle on 2nd string 13, lift for 12, 3rd string 12, to 4th string 14, back to 12. Ring finger up to 2nd string 18, bend with vibrato, index on 1st string 15, 2nd string 15, 18, pre-bend 3rd string 17 and release, 15, 4th string 17, bar to 3rd string 17, down to 15. For phrase 11, bend 3rd string 17 to 2nd string 18. Repeat, but hold the bend. Pick 17 again and release. Down to 15 with a slight bend. 4th string 17, then bar so you can play the 3rd and 2nd string 17. Drop down to 15 on both strings. 4th string 17, back to 15 on strings 3 and 2, and slide down the neck. Second string 15, pre-bend 1st string 18, 18 with vibrato, a half step bend on 17, actually it's a pre-bend and release, to 15, 17, 2nd string 17, back to 1st string 15, to end phrase 12. We wrap up the solo in phrase 13 by bending the 2nd string 18, bar the 1st string 15 to the 2nd string 15, 18, pre-bend 3rd string 17 and release to 15, slide up to 19 with vibrato, and slide down. Slide a bar up to the 15th fret, picking the 2nd string, then the 1st string, 2nd string, 1st string, half step pre-bend on the 1st string 17 and release, and end on 15. From the guitar solo, the song continues with another chorus, then an outro tag on the chorus. Play the G bass, then the G chord. Walk up to C, G/B, then strum D 3 times. Pause and strum again. Walk up to C, 5th string 2nd fret with a slight bend, then open, strum D 3 times, pause and strum again, play the same walk up, including the bend, then build up on a D5, 4th string open with the 3rd string 2nd fret. Strum the 7 times, then a D5 by adding the 2nd string 3rd fret back to the middle strings. Again, D5 with the 2nd string, then just the 4th and 3rd string, play the 6 times. While you're strumming that, you can switch your fingers into position for a D and end on a full D chord. Phrase 1 gives a percussive count-in. Lightly touch all 6 strings with your playing hand, but do not press down against any frets. This will prevent any stray notes from ringing out. Come in with a steady 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, resting for 3 and 4. Skipping ahead to phrase 2, we come in with a quick E5, 6th string open, 5th string 2nd fret, and 4th string 2nd fret. Strum, then double mute the strings. By double mute, I mean lay your free fingers from your playing hand against the strings, and at the same time, lay the palm of your picking hand against the strings. Next is D5, 4th string open, 3rd string 2nd fret, and 2nd string 3rd fret. Play D5 3 times, double mute, then we have A5. 5th string open, 4th string 2nd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret. Play A5 3 times, and double mute. For the first ending, we have a descending blues run. Middle finger on 1st string 3, then open, 2nd string 3, ring on 3rd string 4, index on 2, bend, release, and pull to open. The second half uses the same chords, E, D, A5, but for the end, we have an ascending guitar riff. Keep your index on the 5th string 2 to ring on the 6th string 4. Back to 5th string 2, then ring or pinky on the 6th string 5, 2, then pinky on 6, 2, then slide your ring finger up to 6th string 7th fret, and slide down. There are times when the chords sound fuller. To achieve this, you can play from E5 to a full D chord instead of just D5. Simply add the 1st string 2nd fret and you have a full D chord. You can also add to the A5 power chord by barring your pinky across the 5th fret on strings 1 and 2. Here's phrase 2 at a practice run of half speed. It's up to you if you would like to substitute the chord variations. Phrase 3, the chorus, starts with an A5, which I play by barring the 2nd fret on strings 3 and 4. The 5th string is open. A quick change to E5 by moving the structure up 1 string. From there, I play B5, 5th string 2nd fret, 4th string 4, and 3rd string 4. Down to A5, back up to B5. Then it repeats. The power chords are A, E, B, A, B. Next, place the ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, along with 3rd and 4th strings open for a G5. Add the middle finger to the 3rd string 2nd for a D5. Then place your index across the 2nd fret on strings 3 and 4, adding the open 5th for an A5. By using this fingering, you can quickly change between chords. G5, D5, A5. Hell's Bells combines haunting arpeggios and rock-solid power chord rhythms. The lead break starts off with a bluesy double note feel and quickly escalates to a rock guitar solo masterpiece. At the end of the song, we are graced with an outro guitar solo that makes expert use of unison bends. Angus Young starts off the song with the main riff. For phrase 1, start by barring your index finger on the 4th string 7 and 3rd string 7, adding your ring finger to the 3rd string 9. With this chord in place, pick strings 5, 3, then 4. Lift the ring finger, exposing the 7th fret bar, and pick strings 3, 4, and 5. Drop the bar down to the 5th fret and pick strings 3, 4, and 5. Then play the 3rd string 7. For the first ending, play the 4th string 7, then the 5th string open. Repeat the riff. But for the second ending, play a C5 power chord. 5th string 3rd fret, along with the 4th string 5th fret. Strum, then drop your index finger down to the 5th string 2nd fret, while keeping your ring or pinky on the 4th string 5. This is a B5 augmented, so you play the C5, B5 augmented, Then repeat the whole intro rhythm. To bridge to the verse, the first 6 notes are the same. Then double up on a G5. Index on the 6th string 3rd fret, ring on the 5th string 5th fret, pinky on the 4th string 5th fret. Strum twice. Next, switch to an open D5, 2nd string 3rd fret with the middle finger, 3rd string 2nd fret with the index, 4th string is open, and the 5th string open A is also played to fill out the chord. Next is a 5th string walk down, 3, 2, and open. Here's a very slow practice run, playing N1, N2, and the bridge to the verse. While Angus plays the main riff, his brother Malcolm comes in on ending 2. The song TNT starts out with an E5 power chord. Just combine the 6th string open with your index finger on the 5th string 2nd fret. And if you've been playing guitar a little while, you can also add the 4th string 2nd fret by barring your finger across the 5th and 4th strings. For beginners, this might be a little bit tricky, so you have my permission to cheat and play only the 5th and 6th strings until you get a little stronger. Strum down on strings 6, 5, and 4 to ring out the chord while the drums build up to start the song. When the verse starts, play another E5, then mute the strings. There are 2 ways to do this. You can lay the palm of your picking hand across the strings to deaden the notes. And as a backup, you can use your free fingers of your playing hand to mute the strings by laying them across the fretboard. If you do both together, you'll definitely get a good mute. There's an open G5 power chord. Place your middle finger on the 6th string 3rd fret, allowing the bottom of your skin to touch the 5th string, muting the string and preventing any notes from ringing out. As you strum this chord, you are also going to include the open 4th and 3rd strings. So with your middle finger in place, strum down on strings 6, 5, 4, and 3. Let the chord ring out, then mute the strings. The next chord is an A5, 5th string open, index finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, along with a finger bar across the 3rd string 2nd fret. Just like the E5, beginners can cheat and skip the bar for now. Just be sure to let the notes ring out, then mute the chord like before. While you mute the A5 chord, play the 6th string 3rd fret with your middle finger, a quick change to the A5 chord, then return to the 6th string 3rd fret and give it a slight bend. Just keep pressure on the note and give it a smear across the fingerboard. That makes up the chord changes to the verse. Again, it's E5, mute, G5, mute, A5, mute with the 6th string G note, A5, G and bend, and then repeat several times. There are also some rhythm variations to the verse. Since there are 2 guitars in the mix, Angus and Malcolm Young often play slightly different rhythm parts. To enhance the E5, bar the 2nd fret as we learned earlier, but angle your finger to lightly touch the 3rd string. Since you're not holding the 3rd string against the fretboard, the strings will be muted and prevent any stray notes. Next, you want to allow the 2nd and 1st string to ring out with the rest of the chord. It's a little tricky if you're just starting out. When you get to the A5 chord, you can make it an A chord by adding the 2nd string 2nd fret to the finger bar. The rest of the rhythm remains the same. There is an end tag to each verse where you play the chords a little different. Play the E5, then mute, but when you change to G5, let the chord ring out, then switch to an A5, allowing it to ring out as well. Here's a practice run playing the verse at half speed. You can play along using the basic power chords, E5, G5 to A5, or you could play along using the extended E5 and A chord. The song TNT starts out with an E5 power chord. Just combine the 6th string open with your index finger on the 5th string 2nd fret. And if you've been playing guitar a little while, you can also add the 4th string 2nd fret by barring your finger across the 5th and 4th strings. For beginners, this might be a little bit tricky, so you have my permission to cheat and play only the 5th and 6th strings until you get a little stronger. Strum down on strings 6, 5, and 4 to ring out the chord while the drums build up to start the song. When the verse starts, play another E5, then mute the strings. There are 2 ways to do this. You can lay the palm of your picking hand across the strings to deaden the notes. And as a backup, you can use your free fingers of your playing hand to mute the strings by laying them across the fretboard. If you do both together, you'll definitely get a good mute. There's an open G5 power chord. Place your middle finger on the 6th string 3rd fret, allowing the bottom of your skin to touch the 5th string, muting the string and preventing any notes from ringing out. As you strum this chord, you are also going to include the open 4th and 3rd strings. So with your middle finger in place, strum down on strings 6, 5, 4, and 3. Let the chord ring out, then mute the strings. The next chord is an A5, 5th string open, index finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, along with a finger bar across the 3rd string 2nd fret. Just like the E5, beginners can cheat and skip the bar for now. Just be sure to let the notes ring out, then mute the chord like before. While you mute the A5 chord, play the 6th string 3rd fret with your middle finger, a quick change to the A5 chord, then return to the 6th string 3rd fret and give it a slight bend. Just keep pressure on the note and give it a smear across the fingerboard. That makes up the chord changes to the verse. Again, it's E5, mute, G5, mute, A5, mute with the 6th string G note, A5, G, and bend, and then repeat several times. There are also some rhythm variations to the verse. Since there are 2 guitars in the mix, Angus and Malcolm Young often play slightly different rhythm parts. To enhance the E5, bar the 2nd fret as we learned earlier, but angle your finger to lightly touch the 3rd string. Since you're not holding the 3rd string against the fretboard, the strings will be muted and prevent any stray notes. Next, you want to allow the 2nd and 1st string to ring out with the rest of the chord. It's a little tricky if you're just starting out. When you get to the A5 chord, you can make it an A chord by adding the 2nd string 2nd fret to the finger bar. The rest of the rhythm remains the same. There is an end tag to each verse where you play the chords a little different. Play the E5, then mute, but when you change to G5, let the chord ring out, then switch to an A5, allowing it to ring out as well. Here's a practice run playing the verse at half speed. You can play along using the basic power chords, E5, G5, to A5, or you could play along using the extended E5 and A chord. To start off the guitar solo in phrase 6, palm mute the open 6th string, followed by heavy vibrato on the 5th string 7, another 6th string palm mute, 5th string 5 with vibrato, mute, then 4 with vibrato. Palm mute again, then back up to 7, 4th string 5, 7, 7 bend, release, pull to 5, back to 7 with vibrato, then palm mute a 5th string 7. Next is the same walk down, mute 7, mute 5, mute 4, then the 3rd string 7, pick 4 times quickly muting each note. Then a 5th time with a full bend and vibrato. Position your index finger on the 2nd string 5 to start off phrase 7. Ring on 8, back to 5, a muted note on the 3rd string, then the 9th fret with your middle finger and vibrato. 9 again, to 2nd string 8 with the index, 10, hammer to 11, pull to 10, pull to 8, pick 10, 8, back to 3rd string 9, mute, 9. For those muted notes, I'm relieving pressure from the note but still touching the string. Using the same hand position for phrase 8, play 2nd string 8, 3rd string 9, back to 8, up to 10 with the ring finger, and a bend, 1st string 10 with the pinky, letting this ring out while you bend and hold 2nd string 10. Pick the 1st string, then 2nd string and release the bend,